Hey
Okay.
everyone, happy to have you here with us. This is John Grimshaw, and I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, uh, who you can see clearly presented on your screen, Ezra Firestone, CEO of Boom, Smart Marketer, and Zipify, the man that makes this entire course possible. I am so happy to have you here with us, Ezra, today to talk about acquisition funnels. Are you pumped up?
Woo! My favorite thing to talk about in all of business, frankly.
Nice.
Yeah, super
So
happy to
just
be
so
here.
everybody knows, this is sort of part two of the session two for Train My Traffic Person. Molly presented a lot about what really the acquisition roles funnel is in your traffic system yesterday, and Ezra's going to kind of focus on the role of different acquisition funnels or traffic systems for e-commerce businesses because they're so fundamentally different from the info businesses and agencies and local that Molly talked about yesterday. So I don't think there's too much housekeeping to do. We'll of course have our usual Q&A on Tuesday, but with that said, I think Ezra, you're free to take it away if you're ready.
Wonderful, thank you. And I will answer questions at the end. And I'm gonna not take any questions while I'm going through my slides, but I will be happy to, respond to any questions you might have at the end. And I'm gonna focus on kind of two main funnels that I think are relevant for every business. And halfway through, or let's say about 15 minutes in, I'm gonna get to the main thing that I think you need to do in order to have your paid acquisition work. So without with that said, let's hop right in. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Ezra Firestone. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate you taking the time, the energy, the effort to train with us and grow your business and become a better advertiser. I own and operate one of the world's largest Shopify stores. We've actually done 87 million in sales now. This is a bit of an old screenshot. And I'm a top 5 Shopify affiliate. And I'm also one of 12 professors at the Shopify Academy. So I've been in the game a while, since 2005, been doing this for a long time. And this is my little, hey, I know what I'm doing slide. I build teams. That's what I'm really, really good at, is bringing groups of people together to achieve goals. Smart Marketer is the brand that you're engaging with now, information publishing. I have an app company called Zipify where we build applications for Shopify stores. And of course, I have Boom by Cindy Joseph that we were just talking about. Now, I quickly want to, before we get into the acquisition funnels, talk to you about kind of the big problems that we are facing as entrepreneurs. The first and biggest and most intense problem is scaling advertising profitably. And that is why you're in TMTP, because this is the number one problem that business owners and entrepreneurs have. It's a real tough one. We aim to help you solve that. And that's what this training is about. The other problems that we run into as entrepreneurs are money and funding. Once we scale, hiring, sourcing, and training is a real big issue for companies. Diversification of traffic source, diversification of product line, diversification of content, very big problem. Growth plateaus, also a very big problem. And then work-life balance and overwhelm are also very big problems. And so, we're here to help you solve your traffic problem, but you'll notice in TMTP, we're going to touch on all these other things in, high level kind of, you'll notice threads of these other things, because these are the other big problems that we face as entrepreneurs. So people come to me and they say, hey man, like, what's the play in light of all these problems? Like, what do we do? And so before I teach you about acquisition funnels, I want to tell you how I think you can be successful in business. When I took this screenshot, it was about a year ago, and we had spent 18.7 million in advertising at that point to generate 64 million in revenue. And a quick little aside is, for most business models, and this comes in after year one, right? Because year one, you're really just getting your customer acquisition down. You're really just getting your, business together. But once you've been in business for a year and you have some repeat business, if you can spend one to make 3 in total, you've got a winning business. So what I mean by that, and this is general rule of thumb, is like, let's say you spend $100 on advertising in a day. If your business brings in 300 from no matter what source, if it's emailing past customers, if it's organic people finding you, if some of it is ads, you have a real good business. You'll notice we're about that 1 to 3 ratio on the spend for total business revenue, which is a good one to shoot for at a high level. So anyways, what I learned was that, and you can see here at that time, we'd reached 40 million women on Facebook, spent 13 million of that 18 million on Facebook, a couple million of it on Google. And then January of 2019, we had our biggest spend month on Facebook ever, except for January of 2020. We just beat that. I'll show you that a little bit later in TMTP. But what I learned is that in business, the game is really won or lost on the back end. That, if you look at that, 64 million, you'll notice that 37 million of it is one-time purchases and 26 million of it is people who came back and bought from us a second time. As our business has scaled, now we're at 80 million, about 50 million or 48 million is first-time purchases and 37 or something like that is repeat. So at some point in your business, you're gonna have to dial in repeat customers. That is really eventually going to be something you have to focus on. Likely after TMTP, after you get your acquisition funnels down, you're gonna have to start paying attention to repeat business, or it's gonna be hard to make it in today's environment. So I wanna give you stuff to be thinking about after this course. Of course, I'm gonna teach you how to set up your acquisition funnels in a minute, but I wanna give you some high level stuff to think about. One way to do that is to go all in on line expansion. So if you're a service provider, if you're a coach, a speaker, an author, a local business, a physical product business, you will generally have one product that people come to you for. I'm gonna go back a slide here. I wanna show you this. So if you look at the top left of the screen, you see the Boomstick Trio. That is the only thing people come to me for. The only thing they come to me for, i.e., it's the only thing I sell via advertising. Everything else that I have, 100% of the rest of the products are sold on the back end as upsells and cross sells. And the longer I've been in business, the more I have realized the value of a what is known as retention path, ascension path. It's a path that someone who bought from you once can travel to buy from you a second time. And you really got to get good at this. You'll notice the first year that we did big numbers was 2016. We did 3 million in 2015. We did 17 million in 2016. We only had 22% of people buying from us a second time because we were brand new and we had just acquired a whole bunch of new customers, brand new to scale, I mean. 2017, look at that jumped from 22% repeat rate to 34% repeat rate. 2019, this isn't the whole year, but 45% repeat rate. So you got to get good at that. Years 3, 4, 5, 6, that repeat customer metric is going to be very important to your advertising because advertising costs do go up year over year. Of course, it doesn't have to be that way because we're having our best year ever with ads. I will do a training later in this program. John, maybe you can tell me when it's going to be. When am I going to break down ad formulas where I give our best performing ad formulas to the class? Do you know when that is?
We will be doing that. I believe that is session 5. So in 3 weeks time.
In 3 weeks, I'm going to give you my absolute best performing cut and paste, copy and deploy advertising formulas that my 7, 8, and 9-figure students in my mastermind are using along with me and my brand. And they're really, really, really awesome ad formulas. And we are having our best year ever in terms of customer acquisition cost right now. So they don't have to go up year over year, your ad costs, but generally they'll go up some % year over year. And repeat customer rate is what's gonna keep you from that affecting your business. And then this was quarter to date when I took the screenshot. So the other thing that I want you to do is I want you to send more emails than you think you should. And we'll talk about where emails fit into the acquisition funnel here in a minute. But you'll notice when we took this screenshot, 34% of our revenue from our brand came from email. And we send a lot of emails, content emails, sales emails like this one, emails with GIF animations in them. I think no matter what kind of brand you have, no matter what you sell, you should be having a sale once every 6 weeks. Even if you've only got 50 customers, if you run a sale and you discount whatever it is you're selling, some amount once every 6 weeks, you'll make more money than if you didn't. And you might think, oh, then I'm gonna train people to only buy from me at a discount. I have not found that to be the case. That has not been my experience, and I've been in business a while. So I think the more if you run a sale every 6 weeks to 8 weeks, you're gonna make more money than if you didn't, and that's a really good thing to do. The other thing that you need to do in today's world to be successful with ads and sales funnels is go all in on user-generated content. The best tip I can give you is after someone buys from me, after they've received their product, and this is worth the cost of your TMTP membership if you do this. I cannot tell you how important this is. This will make or break your business. And when I show you our ad formulas in 3 weeks, you'll understand why this is so important. So what we do is we say, hey, we send people an email. Hey, we'd like to give you a $15 gift certificate to our store. All you have to do to earn this gift certificate is pull out your iPhone, hold up our products, and tell us what is the benefit that you got from using our products. Why do you love our products? What did they do for you? How did they change your life? And these videos that you get, it's called incentivized video review request. It's an incentivized video review request, and you're incentivizing them with a gift certificate to your store. These become the main conversion assets on your sales page, the main conversion assets that you use for advertising, the main conversion assets that you use in emails. They are the best and most important user-generated content you could ever create for your brand, and nobody is doing this, and you should be doing it. Okay, and we use these everywhere. We use them on our sales pages, use them in emails, use them as ads. We use them everywhere. We post image, we get people to send us before and after images, and then we use those on social. So those are some quick tips about how I think you can be successful in business. Now I'm gonna give you one quick tip that I think is the most important thing that you could know about ad creative, just quickly, and then we're gonna get into sales funnels. So there's a battle for video going on between Facebook and YouTube. YouTube is the #2 most visited site on the web. That isn't like pornography and stuff like that, which dominates the web, which is terrible, but it's true. YouTube is bad. Facebook wants YouTube's traffic. So Facebook and YouTube are battling for video viewership. And YouTube's ad revenue is going up year over year. I mean, they're doing billions and billions of dollars. I think the most recent thing came out that said YouTube alone did, I want to say, $15 billion in ad revenue in 2019. Do you remember that statistic, John, just coming out? They did some insane amount of revenue. I mean, far more than you're seeing in this 2018 metric, like 4 times the amount. They did $4 billion in 2018, but look at the growth year over year. And Facebook makes its money with ads. And so Facebook understands that video is really what they need to be pushing. So Facebook has this problem where their newsfeed placement, which is their main placement, has more advertisers than capacity, which is why they can raise their price every year. Now, this isn't a problem for us because since you're in TMTP, you have better advertising skills than 99.9% of people advertising. So you're not really going to be feeling the effect of this, but Facebook is. Facebook wants more places to run ads, and they've got plenty of people to fill up their newsfeed. So they're rolling out mid-roll video ads. They're adding Facebook Watch ads. Facebook Watch is their YouTube competitor. They've got Instagram story ads. They've got ads in Messenger, ads in Marketplace. They've got the audience network, right? And they're doing this thing where they realized what made YouTube so successful. YouTube incentivizes creators to upload videos and then pays those creators a percentage of the ad money that those videos make. It's a program called Google AdSense, and what it means is if you upload a video to YouTube, then that video gets a whole bunch of views, and you let YouTube run ads alongside it, and then people are paying to get shown in front of on that video. People are buying ads to be shown on that video. Then every time someone clicks on one of those ads, YouTube gets some money and they give you some of it. Well, notice that Facebook is doing the same thing. They're saying, hey, I'm a creator, right? I upload videos. So now whenever you're in their video uploader, they're saying, hey, upload more videos and we will pay you for the people running ads alongside your videos. So Facebook has taken a leaf out of Google's book, trying to get more people to upload video to them. It's called ad breaks. And you can set them up and you can make money that way. So Facebook's trying to win this video battle against Google. Instagram is the best thing Facebook ever did, and you'll notice that the users is just going up and up and up. And Instagram did $2 billion in ad revenue in 2016. It's projected to hit $22 billion by 2021. 90% of Facebook and Instagram's ad revenue comes from mobile users, mobile devices, and the average watch time of a video on Facebook or Instagram is 6 to 8 seconds. I'm getting to a point here. So what I want you to do this year, and you'll hear me talk about this when I show you my ad formulas, is go all in on short form. So, since the average watch time is 6 to 8 seconds, Facebook and Instagram are opening more and more shorter form video ad units, placements, ad placements, mid-roll video, Instagram stories, still the cheapest and best placement available on all of Facebook's platform, and a whole bunch more. So if you don't have a sub 15-second video in your advertising arsenal, and you'll hear me when I go through all the different ads that you're going to need to create for your traffic program. You are going to be missing out on the cheapest inventory, and the game with advertising is to get the most inventory, i.e. the most impressions in front of your audience to be seen the most for the cheapest price. And we're going to teach you how to do that. So I want to give you my core principles of advertising, my guiding principles when it comes to paying for amplification to grow your business, which I personally believe is the single most important skill set you could adopt, acquire, and learn in business. First and foremost, be willing to spend. Paid advertising is a lot like a diet or a workout program or farming. You must do it consistently or it does not work. You can't just eat vegan 3 days a week and have that have any kind of effect. You got to do it 6 or 7 days a week if you want to have the benefits of veganism, which I'm not even arguing for the benefits of veganism. I'm not a vegan. I'm just saying, right? You can't water your plant 3 days a week unless it's a cactus that doesn't need much water. Well, guess what? Advertising is not a cactus. And you can't do a workout program. I guess you can actually do a workout program 3 days a week and get a lot of effort. But the point is, with advertising, you got to be willing to spend. You got to be willing to do it consistently. You can't stop. You have to pick a budget, commit to it. And I'll give you the reasoning behind that. What happens is when you spend money, you generate these things called brand assets. And what a brand asset is it's like an email address. It's a pixeled audience, i.e. someone who's seen your ad but maybe not clicked on it, or clicked on your ad but maybe not bought from you. And those assets go stale if you're not engaging them and continuing to grow them. And so, but if you do engage them and continue to grow them, those assets can be like seeds that sprout and are coming up under the soil and are about to break out of the soil and become a customer, and then you turn the ads off and it stops, right? Because you don't think it's working. So you gotta be willing to spend. And most people quit in advertising far too early. They quit far too early. And so you don't wanna be that person. You also gotta be willing to test. Iteration is very, very important. And we'll get into this when we get into talking about our ad creative in a couple weeks. I think that the game is to launch something, analyze its performance, and then optimize it. And we teach you that in TMTP, but you got to be willing to test. The other thing that used to be the case and is still the case, but it's a lot easier, is targeting is half the battle. Molly's going to teach you about avatars. She's going to teach you how to build out interest targeting. She's going to teach you how to put your message in front of the right group of people. The beauty of this is that as you scale, it gets easier. It used to be with advertising, as you scale, it got harder because as you scaled, you needed to find more and more people to put your ads in front of. Well, now Facebook is so smart that if you do targeting well the first time, as you scale, their pixel gets smarter and they do the optimization on the audience side for you. But it's kind of like in America where I am, I don't know how many, I think we got a bunch of international folks too, but you know, in America, we've got this very politically divided climate, this very kind of divisive thing going on in our political scene. And I'm not trying to get political or push any political agendas or viewpoints, but I do want to make the point that, you know, if you took like we'll use Trump and Hillary because those were two candidates that ran against one another in the last election cycle. If you were to put like a pro-Trump ad in front of someone who was a Hillary supporter, there's no way you would ever be successful, ever. And that's the importance of targeting. You have to put your message in front of the people who are going to be interested in it. And we teach you how to do that, but it is very, 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 very important to get that step right. And then finally, creative is the other half of the battle. And something fascinating has happened in advertising, which is it used to be that you create one piece of creative and then you would iterate on targeting until the end of time. Well, now you kind of do your targeting once and then you iterate on creative until the end of time, which is far more fun. And, you know, so anyways, those are my core principles of advertising. Optimize the funnel first is my final core principle of advertising. And that's what I'm here to teach you about today. Before you go and do any targeting or creative, there's a reason we're teaching you how to optimize your funnel first, because there's no point in driving traffic unless you have a good sales funnel. This is my direct response advertising roadmap. I generally have a goal when I'm running ads, and it is never not, which means it always is, one of these three things. I either want an email address, an opt-in, I want a sale, I want someone to buy from me, or I want engagement. I want to keep people engaged, keep my brand in front of them, add value to their life through content until such time that I'm trying to sell them again. And to give you full context, there's never a time in my business where I'm not running conversion funnels, or sorry, advertising campaigns for all three of these objectives at the same time. 100% of the time in my business, I'm running ads and sales funnels designed to get an email opt-in. I'm running ads and sales funnels designed to get engagement from past customers, buyers, subscribers, and fans. And I'm running ads and sales funnels designed to generate sales. Then you target people in all the different ways that you do. Then you make your creative, and then you put that creative out there in front of them, and you optimize new creative, funnel testing, new audiences, etc. And then it just goes in a circle like this. This is really everything you need to know about how to be successful at ads at a very, very, very high level. And I wanted to show that to you because it's not that complex. It just takes the willingness to actually do it. So the first sales process I want to talk to you about is the Dipsy Doodle. And we're going to go ahead and go to Keynote now. So this is the most advanced sales process that I run. It is also the most effective sales process that I run. If you are not already an advanced business owner and an advanced advertiser, I would not recommend trying this first. I do think at some point you're going to have to do this only because it works so well. Frankly, this is the only thing that I do in business on a certain level. This is my whole gag. This sales process is how I sell everything I sell. Now, I definitely sell it with the second process as well, and I definitely recommend that the second process that I teach you about is the one that you start with. But I wanted to show you this one first because it's kind of fun, and it was already in my slide deck as the first one. So I go from a video ad. 80% of what I run are video ads. I also run image ads. I also run GIF animation ads. I also run catalog sales ads, which I teach a whole entire module in this training program on catalog sales ads, which are also known as dynamic product ads. But I go from a video creative 80% of the time to what's called a pre-sale engagement page, which is an article that is engaging someone in a conversation. I'm going to talk to you in depth about that in a minute. From there, the person goes to my store page or product page, then through to my shopping cart, then through to a checkout, an upsell sequence, and a thank you page. So that's what it looks like. I got an ad. In this case, this is an image ad. From the image ad, they go to a pre-sale engagement article that adds value to their life and talks to them about an experience that they're having. From there, they'll click through, in this case, to my product page, then to my shopping cart, where I am also upselling and cross-selling, then through to a post-purchase one-click upsell after they check out, and then my COO is very happy because we made a sale. Now, what makes this Colleen, she's our COO, what makes this possible is the pre-sale article. Now, the reason why pre-sales are so good, they're very hard to get to work because you have to get good at writing and understanding what your audience is interested in and all that kind of stuff. But they are worth testing and trying out, because the difference is normally you're saying, hey, go buy my stuff. Here's a video on Facebook. Here's an ad on Instagram. Go buy my stuff. And this is actually a really phenomenal sales process. It has a sad face, but it only has a sad face in relationship to the most advanced sales process there is, which is pre-sale marketing. 99% of businesses are not using pre-sale marketing. They're using a straight sale, which is what you're seeing here, which is ad to sales page, which I highly recommend you start with. We'll get to that in a minute. But the benefit of a pre-sale is instead of you chasing somebody chases you. You go from an ad to an article, and the article pre-sells your product. It alludes to the solution. It tells them a little bit of a story and then says, hey, these products helped me out. Go check them out. And then they click over to your product. So you've done what's called reverse psychology. You've changed from you chasing them with your product to them chasing your product. It's a much better model. And we've got all kinds of pre-sale pages. We have, we use pre-sales not just, the reason I think you should start using them is because we don't use them just to run ads to. We use them in our email autoresponders as ways to follow up with people. We use them to retarget. We use them to mail our email list, right? We'll do product-specific pre-sales like you're seeing here. This is a product-specific article about the benefit of our serum. We do them for top-line awareness-generating sales funnels, which is the one I just showed you, where we're getting new people in the funnel. We put them in our autoresponders. We use them during sale events. We send them to our list as content. We retarget people with them who fall out of our main sales process. We use them everywhere. And I'm going to give you a formula for pre-sales in a minute here. And again, I'm only showing this to you because I know that there's 10% of the audience that's very advanced, who's got maybe a copywriter on staff or who's comfortable writing copy, who's going to want to try this. Now, one quick thing to note about our pre-sale article is on our pre-sale article, we are popping up what is called exit intent. So if someone attempts to leave the article without, if someone attempts to leave the article without clicking over to the product page, we say, hey, wait, here's a piece of content you might enjoy, give us your email address. They then enter their email address, and we then say, hey, thanks, we're gonna send you that, but in the meantime, check out one of our most popular products. Now, very important note, this is not an exit pop-up. An exit pop-up is a no-no. An exit pop-up will get you banned from Facebook. An exit pop-up is something that when someone's on a tab or a browser window, and they try to leave, you pop up another browser window. This pop-up happens within the browser window they are already in, which is why it's known as exit intent. It's happening within the window they're already in, the tab they're already in, so it's totally above board and fine to do. Next, we move into the offer sequence after the pre-sale, right? They go from the pre-sale, in this case, directly to the product page, and then through the rest of the sales sequence. Quick note, this is our product page. We're gonna get into that in just a minute. Here's the shopping cart. I wanted to point out that on the product page and the shopping cart, we are also doing what's known as exit intent. But the difference is, in this case, they've seen our product, right? They've seen the product page, they've been to the cart, or they've been to one or the other. Here, we're incentivizing them with a discount. So we're not saying, hey, here's a piece of content. We're doing that on the pre-sale because they haven't seen a product yet, so we're not trying to incentivize them with a discount when they haven't seen a product, when they might just need more warm-up content. But once they've seen a product, we're incentivizing them to stick around by offering them 10%. And we make a good 20% of our revenue on this 10% coupon, saying, hey, buy right now while we're here, and we're gonna give you a discount. And they enter their email address, and then they use that coupon code to check out. Works extremely well. Now we're testing all these pages, and they work, everything we do is super tested, as you'll see in a minute. So let me get a little bit deeper into the concepts behind a pre-sale page for those of you that are advanced. For those of you that are not advanced or not interested in this particular acquisition funnel, hang with me because I'm going to get into one that every single business owner needs in their business. So let's dive a little bit deeper on a pre-sale page. What it is it's a piece of content that engages a prospect in a conversation and alludes to a solution. Here we're using content as a sales medium, right? Like Red Bull did when they had that guy jump out of the atmosphere to promote their product. The reason why I think you need a Dipsy Doodle pre-sale page is because I think eventually, after you get your acquisition funnel that is advertisement directly to sales page or advertisement directly to opt-in page to email sequence to sales page and some of the other ones that Molly was teaching you about working, pre-sale content is the best way that I know to sell stuff because it warms people up, it engages them, it turns them into an enthusiast for your brand and product, right? It gets them interested, it has them bought into the story, and they end up becoming much better customers in the long run. So the types of content that you can do are listicles. I really like these, 5 makeup tips for older women, a 10-minute makeup routine, like things that are lists of tips, 40 reasons that you should have a bucket list after 50, that kind of thing. Case studies, right? Case studies work super duper well. Like, hey, this was my experience. Here's why it's relevant to you. So, hey, I had diabetes because I was eating fast food and I didn't know that high fructose corn syrup was in all the fast food. And this is relevant to you because most people don't even know it, but they have early onset diabetes. Once I discovered this, I changed my diet and I started taking these amazing supplements. And these amazing supplements, they dropped my, risk for diabetes down to a 1 from a 100. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me, and go check them out, that kind of thing. Same thing with personal stories, before and after articles, instructions and how to, etc. Those are my favorite types of pre-sales. Now, the thing about a pre-sale is it must relate to the problem that your product solves, right? You can't have a pre-sale article about you know, juice cleanses that clean out your liver if you sell cat toys. So, you know, I've got 5 makeup tips for older women because I sell makeup to women over 50, right? So the pre-sale has to relate to the problem that your product solves. If you sell air purifiers, the pre-sale should be about all the funky stuff that's in the air and why it's important that people breathe in good air in their house because they spend all their time in their house. And oh, by the way, did you know that HEPA air filters are the greatest kind of air filters and this is the best one? That kind of thing. So 500 to 2,000 words, 3 or more unique images, multiple calls to action interspersed throughout the article. Video content on the page really helps. Incentivizing with a discount saying, hey, you can get this product if you go check it out at 15% off. Give us your email address and we'll send you over to the product page. Super works. Bold and bullets works. And long form call to action at the bottom of the article. Now, I just want to show you quickly that on the zipify.com website, if you want to go there on the blog, under Zipify pages, you can see that we have a article here on the double header CTA, double CTA header. We've got an article here on the mobile header. We've got an article here on these articles on pre-sales. These are all about conversion best practices, a bunch of these for pre-sale articles, super good stuff. And then if you want to go even deeper on the structure of a winning pre-sale page, you will find, I'm just gonna do see more posts real quick. And I'm gonna go pre-sale. Okay, here we go. 2-step single item plus pre-purchase, that's a good one. And we've got our pre-sale template in here as well. But the Zipify blog has a bunch of conversion best practices in terms of how to structure pre-sale pages, and every single pre-sale page that I use, for example, the 5 Makeup Tips 2.0, which has the 2 calls to action buttons as you scroll, our exact layout and template for our pre-sale pages, it's in here. Same with 5 Makeup Tips 1.0. So everything I've learned from a mobile, notice that it switches up on mobile and you can still see those buttons available. They can check out your products, they can join your email list. Everything I know about conversion is built into Zipify pages, and I've spent literally millions of dollars testing conversion. So you can watch it on the Zipify blog, or you can just copy our templates. And if you don't have Zipify pages, which I give you a free trial, but if you're not on Shopify, then we can give you links to our pages so that you can then copy them, right? Have your designer copy our pages. So I just wanted to show you that. Okay. Now, I want to show you a pre-sale article that ran for like 3 years, and I'm going to see if I can. I'm going to see if I can actually click this link. I don't know if it's still live, but it literally ran for like 3 years. Let's see if it's still live.
We've all got our fingers crossed. So.
Oh damn! Look at that, still live. Doesn't look like they're running it anymore. Oh, look at that, they are still running it. So this article right here, which then incentivizes with a discount, I'm going to break it down for you. This article, yeah, it's not running anymore because the page isn't live anymore, but I'm going to break it down for you. But the link is still live, so you can still get to the link, which you'll notice is right here. So this article is a pre-sale article. Do you know the 3 leading causes of acne? That then went to an offer to get Proactiv at a discount. Proactiv was literally running this article for years as one of their main advertising assets. They were running all their traffic to it. And what I did was I actually broke it down for you. I have I wonder if any part of it is in here. No, but I broke down this entire article, every single thing they did, right? So for example, title, it addresses the problem that the product solves. How to get rid of your blackheads with a few simple steps. Photo, positions the writer as a peer of the target demographic, in this case, young women. Tone, it's directed at the target demographic. It's controversial, conversational, trendy, authoritative, in a cool girl telling you a secret kind of way. Intro, they do an immediate confession plus hook, and they build affinity, and it ends with a promise of something exciting to come. Confession, grabs our attention and is followed by camaraderie. The writer is setting herself up as a peer of the reader via universal experiences, looking through old magazines, etc. The final sentence tells us she's gonna tell us about something cool later on, the discovery that completely made up for the general awfulness that is moving, right? So I break down everything that she's doing in this article. If you feel overwhelmed by the number of acne cures out there, you're not alone. It's easy to be swayed by the latest miracle gel or talent treatment, but does new equal better? And does it even work on people's skin? To get a better fix on what makes acne treats more effective, let's look at what causes in the first place. blah, blah, blah. I break down everything she says. And I'm going to give you this, this document that takes this winning pre-sale article and breaks down exactly what's happening in it. John, I'll need a reminder to deliver that. Okay. My favorite formula, and the one that you will find in this template here, right? The formula that this template is using is this formula where I've got a compelling headline and main image. I've got tips 1 through 5. I've got a transitional quote that transitions talking about the products. Then I've got a product pitch paragraph. I've got a problem solution paragraph that talks about the problem that the customer faces and how my product solves it. Then I've got a call to action and a video down the bottom and another call to action. It's my favorite formula, works super well for those of you that are a little more advanced. Things to note about pre-sales, we're using disguised content. The content is what makes the whole thing work. You need to know the problem that your product is solving or you won't create good content. The goal of the pre-sale is not to make the sale. The goal is just to get them interested in buying the product. The product page, so what we're gonna talk about next, is what makes the sale. And what you have to understand is their underlying emotion. What do they really want? What's their goal? What are their objections to your product? Do you have any proof, any case studies, any science, any graphs? And the goal is to hook them and motivate them to click a link to your sales page. That's what your pre-sale is doing. And contrary to popular design beliefs, design really matters, which is why I recommend using the templates that I offer you. And one thing that we do is we farm. So we put out a blog post. If you're an established business, you might have a blog. You can use these blogs to farm into pre-sales. So, you know, we're putting out a blog post once a week at 500 or 1,000 words that's related to the experience of our audience, right? Like, you know, how to step into a leadership role as a woman, you know, journeys towards loving your age rather than not liking your age, which is what most women are conditioned to believe. How to take care of your skin, right? These are experience related, the experience that our community is going through. And as a reminder, if you haven't heard me say this, my viewpoint is that what your business does is communicate with a group of people who are sharing a collective experience. In my case, women over 50 who are collectively having the experience of their bodies aging, their skin wrinkling, their hair graying, their hormones changing, and everybody telling them that that's wrong. Everybody telling them to tuck it in and tighten it up and cover it up and dye their hair and Botox themselves and do all kinds of shit that is basically saying, hey, your value is declining because you are aging and you've got to fix that problem, right? We understand the experience that this group of people is having and we talk to them about that. That's what your business does. And then we offer solutions to problems that the group of people that are going through that experience are facing. That's what a business is doing. And then we email these pre-sales out, we email these articles out, and then the articles that perform the best on the blog, make the most money, have the highest click-through rate. We also amplify these these blog posts. We run a page post engagement ads. The ones that do the best, we turn into pre-sale articles. You know, 4 tips for overcoming perfectionism. That wasn't a pre-sale, it was just a blog post. We transitioned into the pre-sale. Want beautiful skin? Start from the inside out. That wasn't a that was a blog post to start. Then we transitioned into a pre-sale. So if you have a blog already in your business, you've got a pre-sale factory, is my point. Now I want to show you how Zipify Pages uses this because, like I was saying, this is the only way I sell. So with Zipify, you know, it's a landing page builder for Shopify stores. So I was saying, hey, here's my experience. This is my experience. This is a case study combined with personal experience. That's what this pre-sale is. Hey, this is how I boosted my Amazon sales to over $100,000 a month using discount campaigns and social media advertising. And then I say, hey, look, here's what I did. Here's why it's good. Here's why you need to know about it. Oh, do you want to get this same strategy and have me go deeper on it? Then give me your email address and I'll send you a video that teaches you the strategy and then sells you the product, right? And in this case, it's pre-sale article that leads to sales video. This is my product page in this case, where you could buy my $497 a month at the time membership, 6-month membership to a product that now, by the way, that same exact product, it's called the Booster Page Sales Funnel, exists inside of Zipify for free. You don't have to pay $497 a month, and you can you know, get a whole training on Booster Page functionality. And I will just go a little bit. Let's see if we can find Booster. Yeah, it's in here. You can ask us for it if you want to do the Booster Page. We got a whole 1-hour training on it. But yeah, that's how that pre-sale funnel worked. This is just, you know, this is another one. This is how I sell another piece of software. Hey, here's a little strategy I use to increase my average order value. It's called one-click upsells. And if you're interested, you can go buy the products. That's how I'm using, that leads to a sales page, right? Pre-sale article sales page. So John, before I get into the second portion of this process, which is the reason why you don't need a pre-sale page at all, or a store page in that matter, and why 99% of the funnels I look at for e-commerce brands and every other brand for that matter look like this, which is video ad to product offer page, which is what I recommend to start with. I just wanted to do the pre-sales for the advanced people. Should we maybe take a couple questions about pre-sales, or should I just keep on rocking and rolling in the free world here?
I think if you want to take a few questions, that's fine. I was also going to give you a chance to plug Zipify a little bit, because everybody should have gotten today their email that tells them how to get access to their free 3-month trial of Zipify Pages. So do you want to chat a little bit more about Zipify in depth, or do some questions, or just plug on?
Well, so the deal with Zipify, I'll just talk about it for a second, is it's a landing page builder that integrates directly to your Shopify store that allows you to build, sales pages like this 2-step product funnel here. It allows you to build opt-in pages, pre-sale pages, mini sites, home pages, makes it real easy to kind of copy everything that's working for me and my brand. It's really phenomenal. You can build your entire Shopify site on it, and I highly recommend that you use it. And I got a bunch of really good training on it, and you get it for free also for like a few months inside this training. So that's what I have to say about that. And yeah, I can take a couple pre-sale questions.
Okay, cool. So Teresa was saying she's wondering how is she supposed to combine this pre-sale content with the actual advertising part of things? So she send traffic to the pre-sale. How does that layer into it?
Yeah, so if you're using pre-sales on the front end of your business like me, then your ads would be linking to the pre-sale article. So as an example, hop into one of our ad accounts here. Zoom in. This is a little, this is a sneak peek, right? I'm not even supposed to be doing this, but I'm gonna give you a little sneak peek. Take a look at today. We've got, we'll go to our purchase dashboard here. Today we have 13,000 in spend for 30,000 in revenue at $35 a purchase at the top of our funnel. This is awareness. And this ad, here's an ad for, let's go, this ad here as an example is a video advertisement. I'll talk to you about the funnel or the formula for it. But what you'll notice is that this particular advertisement is not linking to one of our product pages, and this is at the very top of our funnel, right? But in fact is linking to a pre-sale article. So that's the structure there.
Awesome. Okay. And then Jason just said, how are you connecting with Boom users to create this content? So you've got this very professional looking content that is coming directly from people who are a perfect fit for your product. Do you reach out to them? Do they come to you? What is the process you use to get these articles written?
These articles? The articles we write in-house.
That get converted into pre-sales. Okay.
Yeah, we write them ourselves. So we have, if you go to our website, you'll notice that one of the things that we're big on, and I teach this also, I teach a bonus module on content marketing in this program, but we're very big on content marketing. And after you get your acquisition funnel, we don't want to teach you acquisition funnels right now. Or sorry, we don't want to teach you content marketing right now. We want to teach you acquisition funnels. But once we've taught you acquisition funnels, I come in and do a bonus module. Do you know when that is, John? I do a bonus module on
which bonus module is that? You do a few.
Engage and filter. The engage and filter method.
I think we have that scheduled for the 7th week. We're planning to have that one be just a recording of you talking about that, unless you want to do it live.
No, I'm happy to do a recording, but the point that I'm making is I teach you how to do this in week 7, but I don't think you should even worry about having a blog or content marketing until such time that you have an acquisition funnel dialed in. So I don't think it matters at the moment.
Got it. Okay. And then, so your example of Popdust and Proactive, the pre-sell article is on a different domain and looks like it's coming from a third party, and then, promotes the actual product. Do you think that is a better way to structure it, or does it not really matter if you're hosting the pre-sell itself on your website?
I much prefer to host it on my website because then I can pixel that audience and retarget them. And I also just think it's easier. And I don't necessarily think that hosting it on a third-party news site improves the performance of it if it's a good article. However, some people really care about it looking like an arbitrary third party that's non-biased. And, companies as big as Proactive, which is like one of the biggest companies in the world, care about it looking like an arbitrary third party that's non-biased, although that's definitely an article that Proactive wrote and then had published on that site. So even the biggest companies in the world are doing that. I personally, for ease of use, prefer to just put it on my own site, and then I have better tracking and all that. But you do whatever you want. I don't think there's a moral issue myself. I don't have a moral problem with putting it on a third-party site. It's a very, 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 very common advertising methodology to do what is known as an advertorial, which is essentially an article that's published on, let's say Forbes.com, right? A bunch of entrepreneurs do this. They have something published on, they pay to have it published on Forbes.com. They get some social proof from that. Looks like an arbitrary third party, but they wrote the article themselves, or they paid someone to write the article, and then the article ultimately promotes their product or service. Very common, but it's just not I'd rather, it's just easier to publish it on my own site. So I do it that way.
Totally. Makes perfect sense. All right, and then one last question, and then we'll let you get back into it. But someone was asking about using essentially the same pre-sell article to promote a bunch of very slightly different products. So they're an agency serving, I think, cryotherapy kind of places, and they want to use the same pre-sell to point to a cryotherapy center in St. Pete's and a cryotherapy center in, New York City, I guess. Do you think that that's a good idea, a bad idea? Any thoughts on that?
I think that's a great idea. You use it and reuse it for all your clients. Love it. Good plan.
Yeah, the one thing I will say on that is there is a little bit of risk because Google penalizes you for having the same content over and over on different pages. So there is a little bit of boost you get sometimes from pre-sales of just getting organic traffic. And if you're reusing almost exactly the same article over and over again, Google will actually not rank you because it sees conflict there.
Well, you can no index, no follow those articles, right? If you want, you can just set them inside. You can go to Google Webmaster Tools and say, don't index this page, and you can set rel equals no index, no follow, which means that the search engines won't crawl it and index it. So that would be one way to help mitigate that risk. And then in my particular case, I don't care about search engine optimization one little bit. And I could get into why I have that viewpoint. However, you should probably listen to John, who is got a more well-rounded opinion, which is you should be considering search engine optimization.
You just broke the heart of a younger Ezra Firestone who absolutely loved SEO. So,
oh my God, a younger Ezra Firestone would have called that blasphemy. Would have argued for hours on the value of SEO and why it should be the backbone of any good business. And you know what, man? This is what evolution looks like.
Okay, cool. Okay. All right, well, that is awesome. We can take a break from questions and you can dive back in.
Okay, great. I'm gonna turn on the light. Give me 1 second. All right, it's getting dark early here in upstate New York, 5:20 p.m. and can't see nothing. All right. Most sales funnels I see look like this: video ad, right to product page. In this case, here's a guy who's, this is a good, what I call problem agitation solution video, which is one of my favorite types of videos, where it's like, hey, do you have a beard that you shave? And then it's like, do you end up with hairs in the sink? And then it shows the hairs in the sink. And then it's like, well, is your wife mad when you clean the sink or when she comes to use the bathroom because there's hairs all over the place? That's the agitation, right? They show the problem, they agitate the problem. And well, guess what? We've got a solution for you. You can wear this weird bib coat thing and stick it to your mirror, which of course I'm a sucker. I bought this thing and it was not the greatest product in the world, to be honest. But anyways, then it went directly to their product offer page, right? Which also happened to be the home page of their site. This is a one-page website. Worked super well. They did well with this brand. I know this guy. They were customers of ours. These guys did the same thing. They built a, I want to say $150,000 a day business on this. You know, not influencer, but like I was telling you, brand ambassador or customer incentivized video review ads directly to their product offer page. These folks were running what was known as a GIF animation ad, which was an image of basically, this was, I bought this thing, I have it sitting behind me, where essentially you could make any skateboard an electric skateboard. So the image was the bottom where you see the Vans and the pink board, it was switching out with a bunch of other boards, and what was staying static was the top part, which was the electric wheels. So it was showing you, hey, this product can take any skateboard and turn it into electric, and then it was going to their Kickstarter. So, you know, GIF animation ad directly to product page. You know, here's a video talking about, hey, do you want to have super cool, sweet videos? Well, you know, you can fly around and make your videos look all good because you can do glide camming with this real simple product, and then it linked to their product offer page. Chubby's Shorts, straight up image ad directly to their category page. These folks are doing something more like me, where they're going, you know, video to pre-sale engagement article. Notice they're giving 75% off of the product on the pre-sale article. You click that, it takes your email, gives you the discount, and then you can go buy the product. I never understood these blacklight flashlights. It's like, this thing could get run over by a truck. It's like, okay, why does my flashlight need to be able to get run over by a truck? Like, I don't want my flashlight getting run over a truck. Anyways, they go super intense with these tactical flashlights, and apparently they're very popular. So a lot of people out there want flashlights that can be run over by trucks, that can blind people. I don't know. Anyways, this thing sold really well. Here's a video, really fun video, where it's like, this guy's like, hey man, I've got this thing that makes so you can find anything that's yours if it ever gets lost or stolen. I'm gonna put it on a bike, and I'm gonna leave that bike out in the middle of Venice Boardwalk unchained, and I'm gonna let someone steal it, and then I'm gonna track them down. And I think that's kind of entrapment, by the way, but they did it. So, and then they tracked the person down, and they were like, hey, give us the bike. And it was a really compelling video, went directly to the sales page, where then they went through a sales process, upsell, cross-sell to their checkout. Quip toothbrushes, GIF animation ad directly to their product page, where they're selling subscription. Blue Apron, video ad, problem agitation solution. You come home, there's nothing in the fridge, you're upset, you're hungry, and then, hey, this thing gets delivered to your door, and you just throw these noodles in a pot of boiling water, and Bob's your uncle, you got this, and it goes directly to their offer page. So the key focus here, because I'm going to teach you about, you know, video ads later, is the offer page. You have to get the offer page right. The offer page is, in my opinion, the most important page, because look, when you're dealing with advertising, there's two assets to dial in order to be successful. Of course, there's a lot of stuff. There's your email sequences, there's your retargeting, there's your upsells and cross-sells, all kinds of stuff, right? But there's two core assets that if you don't get them to work, you will fail. These are the small hinges that swing the big doors of your business. They are the ad creative itself that you're putting out there in front of people, which we're going to teach you about, and the offer page where you are selling the product. So you have to get that right. There's three main types of product offer pages. They all work incredibly well. There is not one that is better than another. There's traditional. Now, traditional product offer pages come from a time when people did not scroll. It was before laptops, and it was before mobile phones. And so people weren't scrolling. They weren't bringing the digital medium with them as they walked around. You had to fit everything you could above the fold. So you had things like, you know, tabbed product boxes, description boxes. So everything would be above the fold in tabs. You had, you know, things like carousel on the left, call to action on the right. You know, you had that when I started in e-commerce. That was what you had. There's still brands out there today that are using traditional product offer pages, and they freaking work incredibly well. Again, there's not one that's better than another. There's just like the one that you think is best for your business. Typical use cases are show heavy products, right? Products that have a strong image focus, right? Like you see here, show heavy, skincare, sunglasses, right? Strong image focus, strong pre-sale before seeing the product page makes it much easier to use a straight up traditional product offer page where there's not much to say about the product other than like, this is what it is. And businesses that are kind of focused on repeat business, so like the skincare brands, gonna be a lot of repeat business. You can have a lot of product pages. Low ticket items, because you don't have to do a lot of selling. And mobile focused brands, where really 99.9% of your traffic is on mobile. Now, everybody is a mobile focused brand, so that one really doesn't apply, and frankly, I should delete this. Okay. Then there's your long form sales pages. This is what I use mostly. I mostly use long form sales pages, and I'm actually transitioning to the third one for most of my products now, which is kind of like, in a way, two long form sales pages together to sell a product. But you'll see here purple mattress, boosted boards, longer form, more content. You, as an example, you bought TMTP, this training program, you bought that off of a long form sales page. That's what we were using to sell TMTP. Typical use cases are, you got a direct response marketer in charge. Someone like me or John or Molly is in charge of the marketing. You're going to see a long form sales page because they work so well. You got a good copywriter on the team. Someone like me or John or Molly is writing your copy. You've got a lifestyle or story-based product, right? Like sleeping or skateboarding or something like that. You got a product that can do a lot of demonstration of how it's used. There's some education required to sell the product. You're going to see long form sales pages there. And high ticket items, right? Because the more expensive the product is, the longer the sales cycle is, and the more education that you need before you'll buy. Notice that we didn't try to sell you TMTP off of a sales page. We tried to sell you TMTP off of 2 sales webinars, a Facebook Live, a whole bunch of email sequences, because it's a very high ticket item. Now, in my opinion, we don't charge enough for it. I think it's worth double what we sell it for, personally, based on the value that we're providing in the marketplace. And we probably will raise the price at some point. So you guys have gotten it at a really good deal. But the point is that in order to sell a high ticket item, like, we had to show you we knew what we were talking about. We had to give you value. We had to build relationship and trust with you, between myself and you, between Molly and you, etc., so that you would trust us enough to put your trust in us to allow us to bring you through the process of showing you how to scale your business. And so high ticket items require long form sales pages, is my point. And then there's the mini site. And mini sites are really wonderful. Mini sites are a collection of pages that are all working together to sell a product. So you can see here that we've got a home page of the mini site with like a sales video and a little bit of copy. And then we've got the story, which is kind of like, you can tap right through it, kind of tells you the story of the product that's being sold. In our case, we always have specific ingredients that are used in the product. We've got social proof reviews of the product, right? Notice that and then we've got the FAQ and the actual buy box itself, which is kind of like a traditional product offer page, but all just one little tiny buy box with no other copy, because it's all done inside of the mini site. Mini sites are really, really great for single item brands. And I will show you quickly the evolution for us. Here inside of templates, you'll notice the gold mini site, right? You've got the home page here with the sticky header that's gonna stay with you as you scroll on desktop or mobile, with calls to action through to the buy box. Then you've got the actual product offer page itself with our winning sort of traditional product page layout here. Then you've got the reviews page, which is the social proof of the product. And then you've got the story page where you can click through and read multiple stories a page. The ingredients page here where we've got, that, and then the FAQ page for the product. Now, we've actually transitioned from 6 pages in our mini sites to 2, right? Home page with a video and our sales copy, right? And a buy box with a whole bunch of social proof. And we actually have a second buy box on this page and our FAQ. So we've actually condensed our mini site down to 2 pages. You land on this page, you see the sales video for the product, a little bit of sales copy, you click over to buy it, it takes you to our buy box page, which it has why you want the product, social proof for the product, and FAQ for the product. This is our winning mini site now is actually a 2-page mini site. Just, for the record there, that has actually evolved. Although this one still converts super duper duper well. And if you go to our shop, you'll notice that we have 3 items. The one that I showed you, Boom Clean, Boom Scrub here. We have 3 items. Just click into Boom Scrub so you can see it. that are being sold with 6-page mini sites, right? As you scroll, the sticky header stays with you, so you can see all the different parts of the mini site. So we have 3 items being sold with that, and then we now have 2 items being sold with the one I just showed you, which was the 2-page mini site. So they both work super well, right? This is the 2-page mini site here. So single item brands or products that you want to tell a real story about work well for that. So which one is better? Well, it actually doesn't matter as long as the conversion assets on the page are the same. Let's talk a little bit about the structure of a page. Product page, you've got your header, your carousel, your buy box, and your stacked conversion support content. And this is really important that you have all these. This is your header. This is your buy box, or sorry, this is your image carousel with your images and videos. Here's your buy box, and then this is your stacked conversion support content. The goal of your header is to provide access to any non-product content, to not get in the way, so you want it small, to be easy to use, to support the call to action, and to have access to the shopping cart, and to reaffirm some brand identity. You'll notice my header is always going to have my tagline in it. Goal of your carousel is to show off the product, to demonstrate the ownership benefit of the product, to load super fast. On Zipify pages, if you upload an image to Zipify, I will actually optimize the image for you and serve a bigger one on desktop, which loads the fastest, a medium-sized one on tablet, which loads a little faster than mobile, and then I'll show the smallest version of the image. In the background, I'm doing this so that your pages load fast on your behalf. Any image you upload, I'm optimizing for the particular device it's going to be shown on and only rendering the proper size because speed is very important. So I do that for you with Zipify pages. Have at least 8 looks of your product, build desire for the product, and showcase any product videos or GIFs. The goal of your buy box is to simplify the sales pitch, to cross-sell and upsell if you have the ability to do so, to overcome any final objections, and to get someone to click that add to cart button. And then your stacked conversion support content is selling, right? You got to demonstrate credibility, you got to speak to different types of consumers, you got to overcome objections, and you got to build desire. Whether you're using a traditional sales page, a long form sales page, or a mini site, you got to do all this stuff. And to make all of this work on any kind of layout, it comes down to one set of deliverables: conversion assets. A conversion asset, and my theory, the conversion asset theory, is that your product page is simply a collection of conversion assets that work in concert with one another to support you in your goal, a conversion, and the prospect in their goal, which is a solution to their problem. And so what is a conversion asset, you might ask? Well, it's a piece of media, text, image, video that supports a prospect in a buying decision, in making a buying decision. Common conversion assets are images, sales videos, testimonials, unique selling proposition images, sales copy, etc. Right? So here's all the must-have conversion assets I think you need for a product page: a call to action supportive header, and a mobile header with a sticky call to action on desktop, like you saw on my pre-sale pages, multiple high-quality product images, the ability to zoom into those images, a product sales video or GIF showing off the product, an add to cart above the fold, and multiple calls to action on the page, above the fold on mobile and desktop, an order bump on your product offer page, a well-done description, headlines, bullets, etc., unique selling propositions in image format, fast shipping, 100% guarantee, etc. So images to communicate your USPs, not just text. Promptly and properly displayed guarantees. I don't know why it says promptly. It should really be properly, meaning they're displayed near the buy box. Reviews / user submitted content like Q&A. Customer video reviews, if you can get those. Social proof images, if you can get those. Product FAQ. Notice I don't have a single product without one of those. You might also like cross sells, exit intent for people who bail, and a fast loading mobile page with live chat that flies out after 15 to 30 seconds. So this is a traditional page. This is a long form page. This is a mini site. They all have it. They all have all those elements, every single one of these pages. So it's really about the elements. John, am I overwhelming people? Should I slow down? Should we come back and do the rest of this in another training? I recognize we're an hour in now. How are people doing? What's going on?
So people are definitely loving this training. I think we have potentially strayed a little bit far away from the traffic side of things. So it might be good to, well, I guess you know what, you're on a jag here. Like you can just keep running this with this, and I can go find the training from last course where you talk a little bit about the Bratislava and that stuff, and put that in here if you want to just keep rolling with what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, I wanted to go, I felt like
Oh, and
last time I
everyone's
didn't.
saying they're loving it, fantastic, don't stop. So.
Okay. Well, I felt like last time, right? I skipped all of this, how to actually create your product page. And I just talked about the process itself of driving traffic to the product page, which I actually have. Um, I have that right here. Yeah, I got it right here. So basically I have the training from last time, which is the butter chicken. And yeah, so I can get into the butter chicken, but I feel like I didn't give enough insight on how to optimize the product page for the butter chicken. So I wanted to do a little bit more of that. But I will tell you
Yeah,
what,
I think this stuff is great.
well, I do have a recording of all of the rest of this, which teaches the optimization. All the rest of this is teaching you the different ways to optimize your product offer page, right? There's literally, I mean, I have a full 1.5 hour training that all these slides that you're looking at, it just teaches you more about how to optimize the product page, which is what the butter chicken is all about. So one thing we could do is I can stop right here where I've given you the overview of what a conversion asset is and the different types of product offer pages. And then we could tonight upload the video of me breaking down all the different individual elements, your header, what you need to have in your header, why, your buy box, my formula for writing winning buy boxes, your carousel, my formula for having a winning carousel, right? All these things. I have a video on this. So that I literally say the exact same thing. So why don't we do that? Why don't I upload the video where I take you through. By the way, everything that I teach you in here, guess where that's built into? It's built into these pages right here in Zipify Pages. It's all built into there. Unique selling propositions in image format, money back guarantees, call to action throughout, social proof. You might also like carousel, right? So it's all built in there, but I just explained it all for those of people who can't do. It's very good stuff. So what I'll do is I'll upload that and I will go in to the butter chicken. Now, what the butter chicken is a sales process. You heard the Dipsy Doodle. The Dipsy Doodle was pre-sale pages. Well, the butter chicken is direct to the product offer page. And the best type of ad to use to direct to a butter chicken to go directly to your product offer page is an Instagram story carousel. Facebook allows you to run these ads where you can say, hey, I only want to show, the only way you can achieve this, which is a carousel inside Instagram stories, is if you set up an ad set and you unselect every placement. If you look to the left of your screen, the only placement I have selected is Instagram stories. And then I have a carousel type of ad unit, which is 3 images or 3 15-second videos back to back to back. And then those will run inside Instagram stories back to back to back. So you'll get a carousel of stories that you can link directly to your product offer page. Here's an example, right? Image, image, image. The middle one was a GIF animation linking to that product offer page. Here's another example, 15-second testimonial, GIF animation, and then quotation testimonial, which is just an image at the end linking to my Trio product. Here's another example for Boom Silk, right? Open with a 5-second video. And I'm going to show you these formulas, but these are what I call the Bratislava butter chicken, where you're going directly to your product page from an advertisement. And I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking to you about the optimization of product pages. And I did, but what I realized is that in order to teach you the rest of this, I'd be on here for 2 more hours. And I actually have this recorded just from a few weeks ago where I say the same stuff. So rather than wasting your time with it right now, you can catch it in the members area. So quickly, you'll notice that another way, so one way is to go video ads, and my favorite ad unit right now is the Instagram story carousel directly to your product offer page, right? That's Bratislava butter chicken. Well, another way to do the butter chicken is with catalog sales ads, which is if you're using e-commerce, that is literally just a catalog of your products being shown to people on Facebook. It's a different objective. Notice that on the bottom left-hand side of the screen, it says objective catalog sales. Well, we will teach you in TMTP, we haven't gotten there, but that when you are creating a campaign, so if you go to create a campaign inside of Facebook, the first thing they want you to do is choose an objective, right? Conversions, that's the most common one, but you can also do catalog sales, which you have to have a product catalog, and I teach you about this in a later module of here. But this is a really phenomenal objective, and it's really only for e-commerce people. It's not really for non-e-commerce people. But that catalog sales objective allows you to run ads like this, where you've got an opening screen, an image or a video, and then it's just a catalog of your products in a feed. And the cool thing is Facebook knows who is on Facebook, who's shopping. And so they show these ads to people who have, Facebook's buying data. So they know when you searched for a skincare product on Google, they know that. And if you did that, if you showed any interest in a product anywhere else on the web, you're gonna see these catalog ads on Facebook. So they work really, really well. We always use what's called an intro card, where before our catalog, we will put a image or video at the front of the catalog. We'll also notice that these are directly to the product. So we're not doing any pre-selling. We're just talking about the product. In the ad copy, we've got 5-star emojis. We've got 2 customer testimonial quotes, and then we've got a money back satisfaction guarantee, because it's all about selling the product. They're going directly to the product page. In our case, a long form sales page or a mini site. I do a whole training on this formula later in this course, but this is one of my favorite formulas for catalog sales ads, which is I use 5-star emojis. So I'm doing social proof through the emojis. I then have social proof in terms of customer quotes, and then I have security, and then I have an opening card that catches attention, and then I've got my most popular product set. That is the Bratislava butter chicken. And so that's the butter chicken, John, direct to the product page. And yeah, I'm happy to take questions, but those are the 2 main e-commerce sales funnels I think you should be running. The first one that I think you should be running is the second one that I think you should be running is the Dipsy Doodle sales page, which requires you to create the conversion asset of a pre-sale article, and then everything else is the same. And the second one that I think you should be running is the Bratislava butter chicken, which requires you to be creating the conversion asset of a video ad, which we're going to talk about later, and a winning product offer page. I went through the basics of a winning product offer page, and I'm going to upload for you a in-depth video that teaches you about all the different things you need to be doing on your product offer page before you run ads. And as a reminder, you can copy my templates right inside of Zipify, where all these best practices are built in. Now, I hope I didn't overwhelm you. My goal was to inspire you to focus on repeat business and short form video eventually in your career, to tell you that at some point in your career, you're going to want to incorporate pre-sale article marketing into your business, and to have you spend most of your time inside of TMTP focusing on 2 conversion assets, your sales videos that you're going to run as ads, and your product pages where you're trying to sell your product. If I've done that, I've done my job, and I'm happy to answer questions.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that was great. And I really just wanted to make sure we covered butter chicken because Molly referenced it quite a bit yesterday, but people are raring to go on learning more about this product page stuff. So I'm really excited to get that in there for them as well. But we definitely have a few questions. So maybe we can spend the last 15 minutes or so going through those. First and foremost, and this is like literally like 10 people on this webinar have asked me some variation of this. They want your process for getting this UGC, right? The user generated content that you're getting from your people. They're saying my audience is older, or I feel like we're not actually getting people to send stuff in. So can you talk just for a minute about that?
Yeah, you see this right here? I send people an email. Yeah, I send people an email, and the email says, hey, I'm gonna give you $10 to my store, and I really want you, and here's what you gotta do, go to this page to get details if you want $10 to my store. And then it says, hey, do you want $10 to boom? Send us a short video. Here, you can get a free $10 gift card. All you gotta do is give us a 20 to 50 second video review. And as an added bonus, we're gonna enter you into our drawing to win $250 to our store. Get started, follow these steps. Pull out a smartphone. Don't use a telephone, use a smartphone. And we show them in an image format as well. Record your video. We suggest that you have a friend or family member do it for you. You know, to qualify, you've got to mention our company, you got to clearly show our face, you got to review our product and your shopping experience. Email us your video, and we put our email address in here. This is just a template version. And then you get a free Boom gift card. And that's it.
Nice.
And so
Easy. So yeah, if you guys want that, you can find this right now inside Zipify.
Yeah, and what I will do, John, is I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for just a quick moment and confirm with me that it's not that it's stopped sharing.
It's gone.
Okay, good. And I'm gonna take you guys behind the scenes, and this is only for TMTPers. This is not for anyone else. Don't share this outside the group. This is just for you because you are a TMTPer, and yeah, I don't want to. I don't want this out. So you should be able to see my screen now, and you'll notice that I'm inside of Klaviyo, and I'm inside of my post-purchase flow. And let's go ahead and find. Here's one email that I send. Hey, do you want to win Boom prizes? We give away new prizes every month. There's a couple ways to win. This is an email that goes out to them. First, we host giveaways on our Facebook fan page. If you've not liked our page, go over there and like it right now to hear about our next giveaway. We also recommend that you sign up for direct messages on Facebook. That way we can private message you whenever we host a giveaway. Next, we have a selfie contest. All you got to do is take a selfie with your favorite product, post it with the hashtag ProAge, and then email the picture to us. You only need to do it once, and you're entered every month. So we're getting images that way too, right? So that's really cool. Another way we get UGC.
That's awesome.
Another way that we get UGC is we say, hey, we could really use your help. Would you be willing to take a survey? And by the way, notice that it says, we could use some help. Do you have a minute? People want to help out, it turns out. So we're saying, hey, can you please help us out? Take this short survey. We're a small family-run company, and we're committed to carrying out our legacy of our founder. Above all, we care about customers and we value your opinion. So we really want to know, we know we're not perfect. We know we can improve. Really want to know about how you can help us. We got a whole email about that. Take this survey. Well, guess where this survey goes, right? Can you tell us about yourself? Notice that they write in. They don't do multiple choice. What can you tell us about yourself? Why did you decide to buy from us? What doubts did you have before completing your purchase? How can we make your shopping experience better? What other brands did you decide? We use that for targeting before buying from us. What products should we add? Anything else you'd like to tell us? Can you guess where these go, John? Or anyone on the
right
call?
after somebody makes a purchase?
Yeah, where do those surveys go? I will tell you.
They point at that testimonial page?
No, the surveys go into Slack right here, and I read every single one of them.
Oh, wow.
What would you like us
Dang.
to add? Something to cover some coverage for our face. So she wants foundation. How can we make it better? Have better packaging. What doubts did you have? I thought the price was too high and that the packaging wasn't good enough. What other brands do you use? Why did you decide to buy Boom? Anything you like to tell us? It's too expensive. Tubes should be nicer, right? This is the best information I could get ever as a marketer. It's direct information from customers about what they want and how I can make their experience better, and I can use this in sales copy. This is better than videos because it tells me what to do with my business, right? Okay, and then the final thing is this email. Hey, you want $10 to our store? All you got to do is take a minute and film a short video. It's quick and easy. All you got to do, this expires in 3 days. Step 1, grab a phone. Step 2, record a video. Step 3, tell us why you like Boom. Email it to us. 20 to 50 seconds long, helpful hints, right? And links to the landing page in here too, but we say it all in the email. So those are 3 ways we're getting user-generated content for our brand.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for that behind the scenes. And thank you once again. I think every time we do a training together, you ask me a question when I'm answering questions from people, and I give the worst possible answer because I only zone back into what you're talking about. So
yeah, sorry, dude. I put you on the spot there, and you're running things behind the scenes. That wasn't fair.
I'm just teasing. Man. No worries. Yeah, so we are getting a million questions. I'm going to tell you guys, we're not going to be able to answer all these just because there's so many of them, but we have the Facebook group and Ezra is in there and is a big part of it. So if I don't get to your question, I apologize. It is just a function of time. That is our greatest limitation in life. but please tag them in the Facebook group, tag myself, tag Molly, tag Joe Murphy, and we will do our best to get your stuff answered. I want to try to get a few of the ones that came in earlier on just before we wrap up. So let's see. Interesting question. So someone was saying, do you think it's worth opening a Shopify account for a local one product store like a dog food shop? So it's a local store that sells dog food. Should they open a Shopify store or no?
Well, do they think they can get their customers to buy on the internet? I mean, I think everybody should have a way to buy on the internet myself, right? Shopify also has point of sale, so you could run your point of sale on there as well. Yeah, I'd be trying to sell stuff on the internet myself. My whole career is selling things on the internet. So do I think you should try to sell things on the internet? Yes. But I don't know. If you
Totally
don't know
agree. And if you believe in
technology,
your product, you can take it elsewhere too, right? Like if you're selling online, you can sell it not just in your town. So if you've got a great product, selling it online is one of the best ways to get the product out there and get the word out. So awesome. So someone was just saying you had the emoji stars, right, in yours, and they're saying that Facebook said you're not allowed to use star emojis. Obviously, you guys are still doing that, but have you heard anything about that from Facebook or anybody else, Ezra?
I haven't heard that. I've been doing it for years, but you know, I don't know if you know, I had not heard that. Is that new? I don't know.
I've heard like 5 people mention that in the past 6 months, but I know Boom hasn't had any problems. So it's probably not actually a stars issue. And there's something wrong with the copy on their landing page. And that's really the problem Facebook is sort of saying no to. So I think you guys can get away with that, no problem. We've had probably 5 people who say, hey, I use WooCommerce, not Shopify. Am I going to be able to use Zipify? So is there anywhere in the Zipify roadmap a expansion of platforms that it supports? Or is that proprietary info?
No, but what you can do, and what a lot of people do, is they will, you know, they'll do like landing, like we do, right? So here's a perfect example, John. Smartmarketer.com. This is a WordPress site, right?
Mm-hmm.
And most of everything is hosted on WordPress, but we have created landing.smartmarketer.com, which is Shopify, right? So we have landing.smartmarketer.com. We've installed Shopify on a subdomain. Oops, I need to find one that's not redirecting because we are redirecting certain pages. Let's
TMTP.mentorship or TMTP-mentorship. Or yeah, that won't work.
Here you go. Landing.smartmarketer.com. And then we use this as our sales page. So we've basically installed Shopify on a subdomain of our WordPress site just to host sales pages, pre-sale pages, opt-in pages. And then we might still use WooCommerce as the commerce side of it, but we're building our sales pages on Shopify, right? So you can do that, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I really love it for selling info products, honestly. I had never used Shopify for info products before working with you guys, and it has been a joy and a pleasure. I mean, Shopify is an amazing framework. It works really, really well, and you can sell basically anything you want to on there. So definitely worth considering if you all aren't part of the family yet. Join
another
Shopify.
one, John. Landing.smartmarketer.com. It's a webinar replay page, right? So we're using Shopify on a subdomain of our WordPress site to host landing pages. We're using it to host, as an example, you know, opt-ins and 4-part video series, right? Like if I enter my email address here, please don't email me, I won't answer. I don't check my email very often, but now you have it. Look, host video 1 through 4, right? These are all Shopify pages, you know. So yeah, you can do that.
Pretty amazing. Awesome. So a few people have said, okay, so I understand the butter chicken idea. How do you create a winning ad for this? So they're saying that they've done ads directly to a product page, but haven't had a lot of success. Do you have kind of a simple summation of how to make that work?
Well, you're gonna have to just wait and you know, tune in to the old
teaser.
You know, that's right. You're gonna have to wait and tune into the, what do you call it, ad formula part of this whole training, right? I can't do a whole training on ad formula. Yeah, whenever that is what you gotta wait for.
So the idea is it's an if you build it, they will come scenario, right? This is the building the butter chicken, the good product page. That is the cornfield you're going to turn into a baseball diamond. And then Ezra will bring all the ghosts to come play baseball in 3 weeks when he does ad formulas. And of course, Molly will also talk about her ad formulas as well. So you guys are going to get a lot of the tools you need to actually build the creative and write the copy and all that stuff as we go through this. In the next 5 weeks, you should be getting ready to actually launch a fully optimized ad. But we got to have these acquisition funnels put together so we've got somewhere to point these great Facebook ads we're going to be creating. And that's really the key takeaway for the lesson from yesterday and today is you need to have strong conversion assets on your website in order to turn all this traffic that we're going to be generating into leads and customers and repeat buyers. All right, let's see. How about we do 2 more questions and then we can call it a night. Because it's Valentine's Day, I'm sure you guys all have places to go. So, so someone was saying that they often do DPA retargeting ads, right? So they'll have an ad set that has both a carousel ad in it and a video ad in it. And Facebook, 99% of the time, prioritizes the carousel ad over the video. So do you think it makes sense to create another retargeting campaign that has this video ad in it so it gets some, sort of impressions and views on it, or to just not worry about it since they're getting decent return on ad spend with their carousel ads?
I would probably just, if carousel ads are working, you can put a video at the front of the carousel. That's something you can definitely do. And try that and see if that performs better than just a static carousel. But if it's working, don't do anything to it. Leave it alone, raise the budget.
Cool. Yeah, I think that's probably a good strategy. And then you talked a lot about the importance of engagement in your ads. So when you say engagement, are you talking about getting video views or page views on the site or clicks and likes and comments and all that stuff? What is it you're optimizing for when you're optimizing video content for engagement?
Did I talk a lot about engagement? I don't think I did.
At the beginning of the presentation you did, but.
I did? I don't remember.
Yes, but that's all right.
Well, listen,
in the flow, I know when I do this, sometimes you forget what you said, but.
Yeah, I have no idea. I do not recall that at all. But yeah, I mean, I think the game on ads is you want likes, comments, shares.
Cool. I agree. I mean, social proof has been huge in the last 9 months. So, and yeah, so Ezra just sent me so you guys know the list of all these different product page things we're going to put in. So right now we've got kind of a simple one in the members area that's just 30 minutes long, but we're going to be adding 3 separate videos that represent 3+ hours of content, all about that product page stuff that Ezra started to get into. So I know a bunch of you were raring to go and super loving that, and I love that energy. I just wanted to make sure we covered butter chicken since Molly had talked so much about it yesterday. But if you guys want to spend your weekend doing a little bit of learning, which never a bad thing, or dive into it next week, we will have those additional videos added to the members area as fast as we can. So you guys can go in there and go super, super deep on all 3 hours of that training. So, but yeah, so we're right up against our sort of allotted time window, Ezra. I mean, I know we're going to have more trainings from you. Obviously, we have the Facebook group where people can ask additional questions, all that. Do you have any parting thoughts, words, things to share, wisdom for people going into, kind of understanding traffic systems and starting to think about ads and putting this all together?
The thing to remember is that just like anything else in life, this is a skill that you master over time. And the goal is not success on day one. The goal is to get better than you were yesterday. And you got to keep a positive attitude, and you got to keep at it, and you got to keep moving forward, and you're going to experience failures and setbacks. And it's like any art form, it's changing, it requires effort. Sometimes you're going to paint a masterpiece, sometimes you're not. And like, I still have failures weekly. I also have successes weekly. So, you just got to keep at it, keep positive attitude, keep moving forward, yeah, and have fun with it, and ensure that you're making good products that serve the world, and that you're having a good time, and ultimately you will be profitable. So thanks for taking the time.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you so much, Ezra. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this Friday. We will be back Tuesday next week at 4 p.m. Eastern with our Q&A. So if you guys have any questions, it'll be Molly and I there. I think we answered like 40 questions last time, so we should be able to get through quite a few. Please come and join us. And of course, you always have the Facebook group as a resource. So tag people in there, ask your questions. We will dive through all that. But otherwise, I think we can let you go. So have a wonderful Valentine's Day if you celebrate the holiday. If you're in the US, if you're in New Zealand, it's already tomorrow, I think. And we will see you all next week. So thanks so much.